No particular order today, guys. We're not worrying about Carnage later or any of that stuff. Right now, we're just looking, taking our time, enjoying ourselves, looking around. And here's a nice Hemi Ram 1500 that just got the front end taken right off of it, man. Ouch. That's a bad one. But it's not as bad as whatever happened to this thing. The engine is on the roof. The doors are where the hood should go. Didn't we just watch B is for Build? Yeah. B is for Build. Didn't he just do something like this with a Mercedes he was working on? You know what? I've seen this before. This is the one that was sitting in front in the loading area. I actually did a video on this before. Someone said they thought that this was an ex-police car. I don't know. What can do this to a vehicle, man? Something big. Something real big. Look at that. Good Lord. I gotta climb through this rough terrain here to take a look at this one. Bio. I don't see any bio. Doesn't mean there isn't any, but I don't see any. Damn. You guys ever seen Big Al's Bike and Auto? Love that guy. I watch his channel. If you're not subscribed to him, definitely go check him out, but I'm sure you are already. He's been around since before I was doing this. He has a lot of luck with these AT&T vehicles. And at my local auction out here, you can see we have an entire area dedicated to the AT&T vehicles right here. Well, this is mostly AT&T, then it moves on to like other places, but yeah, you could find some amazing deals on these. I mean, they call them like off-lease vehicles, but I don't think they were ever leased. AT&T self-insures as well, so if something happens, they end up in an accident or whatever, you know, they just pay them off themselves and move on. Lots of AT&T vehicles though, and a lot of these are just older trucks that AT&T has decided, hey, you know, they're just not worth keeping on anymore as they upgrade their fleet. And you know, while the average Joe may not have a use for something with a giant bed like that, believe me, there's a lot of electrical contractors out there that have a good use for these things, and there's definitely some money in them. Lots of good AT&T stuff. And here we have a Ford, probably like an F2 or F350. Well, it used to be a Ford. Look at that, total burn, nothing left. Some rims, that's about it. There's that half a car from before. I'm telling you, something about the smell of fire. I love the smell of fire. And what's wrong with this one? F250 Super Duty. Power stroke diesel. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Why are you here? Aha.
And it's
It has, that's not just the drive shaft, that's the transmission. Look at that. My brother found the drive shaft, which is twisted. There's the U-joints, and there's part of the transmission. I think it's the transmission. Could be the rear differential. I'm pretty sure that's from the transmission, though. My goodness.
Tranny must have fell.
Wow. What did you drive over, right? Otherwise, nice looking truck. I wouldn't buy it. There's some serious damage going on under there that may extend further than the transmission. Speaking of Super Duty, how about that?
Okay.
I seem to have become tangled up in some wires. I don't know what this is, but yeah, that was not cool. Kind of like this. She's definitely seen better days, hasn't she? Oh, it's the 3.8 too. I test drove one of these once and I loved it. I loved it more than I love the 2.0 turbo. Not a bad looking Coyote here. Love that louvered hood. Ooh. Well, yeah. Okay. It's a pretty bad looking Coyote. Damn. Hey, the Rolls is still here. Truthfully, I'm just randomly walking through the yard looking for stuff and came back up upon the Ghost. What a beautiful car. Not quite as luxurious or powerful as my S600, but you know, still it's an all right car, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing. How about an STI? Definitely ran up on something. That rim is bent. That rim is bent.
Driver's side rims are both broken in the exact same way.
Oh, damn.
That's busted over there, and this is busted.
Wow. Makes you wonder what happened. Misfire Motorsports. Subaru Performance. Look at this amazing carbon fiber wrap they did. It looks really good. Love it. What is this? Is this an Audi TT? We just found Sam Crack's car out here at the Copart lot. Hey Sam, how come we never see you driving the Audi TT that's sitting in your garage? I've wondered that. Because you've got your new RS7 sitting right next to it, and I don't think we've ever seen a video of you driving it. If so, I've never seen it anyway. How about this? 208,000 miles covered in hail damage. Can you guys see this hail damage? Significant. And come on, man, I've half-assed things in the past, and I still do from time to time. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, that's rough.
This thing actually has back seats. Sorry guys, I've never been in one. Audi RS. It's cute. I know most of you hate these. The BMW 750 Li. You gotta admit though, I think the wheels look nice. I actually like this. This is the big boy, big beamer. Oh, and it's locked. No, it's not. Yeah, I know a lot of you hate Beamers in general, but I've always had a soft spot for the 7 Series.
A little bit of front end damage over here.
It's still a pretty nice looking car. The paint is just worn badly. And it's still here. The Firebird. Here's the lot number. Come on, guys. Get your bids in. This thing's been sitting here far too long. Look, they got the bedazzle already done for you. The interior is fully decorated. She's ready to drive right on off the lot, man. I'm telling you, get your bids in on this one. This one's gonna sell fast. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Your mama liked my haircut last night. Anyway, most of you've never seen my hair before. Now you see there is a reason. See, there's a reason I wear a hat all the time. I just don't look good without one. I just got back from court. Keep in mind, by the time you see this video, I am already on vacation in Long Beach, Washington. So I'm enjoying myself on a beach right now, but I made this video for you. So I had court today, my brother and I don't know if you remember in the previous Copart video, I kind of threw that in there. Well, here's what happened. My brother and I saw a lady take a dog. Dog fell out of her backpack, a little Chihuahua, and it was laying on the cement. She reached down, snatched it up by the nape of its neck, then threw it through the window, the driver's side window, which was cracked about this far, threw it through the window of her I think I called it an Escalade last time. It was a Silver Navigator. All right. I couldn't believe she did this. And then she turned around and was walking in the store. Now, keep in mind, it's 96 to 98 degrees that day. This was dead in the middle of the afternoon, 12:30. I rolled down the window and I screamed at her. And I said, "What the F are you thinking?" I said, "Are you crazy?" She just turned around and walked right in. Well, as my brother and I spend the next 15 minutes in the drive-thru of Starbucks, right? We all know the pains of Starbucks drive-thrus, at least over here, maybe not on the coast, but we're cruising around. By the time we got to the other side, I had called the police and told them what happened, and told them this dog was just going to suffocate in this car, and maybe it was even injured from falling out and then her throwing it through the window. Well, by the time they got back, by the time the police got there, which was, 30-plus minutes, she had come back when we turned the corner of the drive-thru and took the dog back and had it in her backpack inside, so the police didn't witness it. They said I could make a report if I wanted to. And she had like a 10 or 11-year-old little girl with her. And I was like, I can't believe she would do that to an animal, period, but in front of your kid as well. And if you do this in broad daylight in public, I can't imagine what you do to that poor little dog at home. So I felt like it was my duty. It was the right thing to do. So I did. I filed a civil complaint against her for animal cruelty. And the city viewed, the city where I live viewed the tapes. She lied and said that she had the dog with her the whole time in the store in her backpack. Well, the police reviewed the video footage and saw that she had lied and that she did not have the dog in her backpack and that she later came back and got it. Well, the city still decided that is animal cruelty. Leaving your dog in a car even for 1 minute in this heat is animal cruelty. Whether the windows are cracked or not, it doesn't matter. And I testified. My brother testified. We spent hours. We were stuck there with the police that day, I think for an hour and a half to 2 hours. We spent another 2 or 3 hours sitting in court today. I don't know this woman. I've got no vendetta against her. I've got no ill will towards her. I don't know her. But what she did was wrong. So we go and waste all this time testifying, and I guess you know the outcome now. The judge decided she was not guilty. No, nothing. No charges. No, she gets her dog back and everything. Like nothing. She doesn't have to pay anything. Nothing at all. She got away with it. She said that she had her her navigator remote started and the air conditioning was running full blast. Well, here's the thing. Remote start doesn't run 24/7. The AC, it'll only stay remote started for so long, usually 10 or 15 minutes before it shuts itself off. That's just the way all modern cars are. The other thing, and the prosecutor asked her why she had her windows all cracked if she had her air conditioning on. And didn't she think that that was counterproductive to the AC? And the lady said, no. So the lady just straight up lied. I mean, lied under oath, lied straight to the judge, to the prosecutor. And the judge just said, well, okay, I've heard the story, and sure. And I told the whole story about her the dog falling and her just picking it up. She didn't even check to see if the dog was okay, just threw it through a window. Really? And you left it in a hot car? When I yelled at her, I'm guessing that as we turned the corner in the drive-thru, she snuck back and got the dog because she figured something was going to happen. We were going to call the police or something. Otherwise, she would have left that dog in there. And the judge just, not guilty. Just like that. So, you know what? I hate to be that guy, but it wasn't my business. You know? It wasn't my business. Shouldn't have stuck my nose in it. That's what I get. Tried to do the right thing, was hoping that that dog would find a good home, and the city told me that, you know, if they were able to get that dog away from her, you know, it would be adopted out in a heartbeat. I really thought I was doing the right thing, but now it seems like it just wasn't, because I wasted my time, my brother wasted his time. You know, we stood in court in front of a judge, we told the truth, she lied, and she got away with it. Like it was nothing. So, you know, maybe next time I'll do what I should have done, and what most of you will probably agree I should have done, that's keep my mouth shut and mind my own business. So that being said, I hope I'm having a good time on my vacation. I'm going to get out of here. Uh-oh, that's my fiance, so I got to go. Like the content. Check out the merch. Oop, wrong shirt. Wish me luck, ladies and gentlemen. I'll talk to you soon in the next one.